So, I'm driving while I'm doing a review. The other day I saw Toy Story 5 and I didn't get a chance to do my review or talk about it when I finished watching it because we saw the 10:30 at night X Plus, and at that point I didn't get home because we didn't get out of the cinema until like 12:30, and by then I was too fucking tired. Like, you know, I can't do late nights anymore. I think because of my brain stuck in work mode. So yeah, saw Toy Story 5. I think I might have said 4 at the start. Again, I'm old. Deal with it. So I saw Toy Story 5 with David. I have to say, it's get over, bitch. Get over, fucking hell, you bitch. So yeah, I have to say I really enjoyed it. Out of all, like, number 4 didn't quite like. I just thought, it wasn't really needed. Number 3 was great reference to The Great Escape, and you know, I liked it. It wasn't the best. It wasn't something we needed back in 2010, I think it came out. So I was like, okay, if they're gonna release number 5, we knew there was gonna be number 5. They thought number 3 would be the end of it, but then they came with number 4, and I was like, okay, I knew there's gonna be number 5. So there's a number 5. I was like, okay, it's gonna more focus on Jessie and the gang, and Woody's not going to be a part of it because they put the mantle. Woody's retired, like, you know, he's not the main character, and that's what I quite like. Okay, they opened up where it was mostly revolving around Jessie dealing with being in charge, like Woody was in the first movie, where he had to gather the toys together for roll call and, you know, deal with a situation when a new toy becomes very popular and takes away their kid. And it was very much the first movie vibes that I was feeling throughout the movie. But it's great because, you know, they're moving on to the modern era where everyone has smartphones, television, YouTube, internet, that type of thing. Whereas back when the first movie came out, there really wasn't that much hype. There was video games, but not really, like, not much of like technology to connect us throughout the world, where you don't need to leave your house to chat and make friends. Essentially, you can just do it on an iPad or something like that. So that was the whole premises of the movie, was the focus on them, you know, switching over to technology. And what was it? I'm trying to think where I was now. So yeah, Jessie's trying to deal with what Woody had to, and trying to micromanage, and it doesn't go as the plan. And most of the time, there are references to the first movie where the lily pad was practically the new replacement of toys, and even Jessie trying to destroy the lily pad the same way Woody tried to destroy Buzz, and technically succeeded in getting rid of him, only to then be lost himself. And I love how they keep in contact with Woody. Like, they haven't fully gotten rid of Woody yet. They kept him in case it's needed for the audience. You know, you don't want to rush these things and then get rid of him completely. They just want to, you know, slide him in there as he comes back to help. Because, you know, that's what Woody does. You know, when his friends are in trouble, he will lend a hand. And he's out there with Bo trying to, like, save these lost toys. And, you know, there's more lost toys every single day due to technology. And it's something that, you know, Bonnie hasn't caught up with, where she's still playing with toys, whereas opposed to, like, everyone else is on their smartphone devices, so they can't really connect with her because she's still playing hands-on with toys, whereas everyone else is playing lily pads on an iPad, and, you know, trying to play Call of Duty to get to top 10 prestige the quickest. But yeah, that's the whole premise of it, and you can probably relate. You know, that's what the world is now. You know, kids are so glued to their smartphone devices that they spend less time outdoors and more time indoors. Whereas, you know, back when I was growing up, yeah, we still played Xbox, but we still went out and, you know, had fun with our friends. I'm not saying all kids are glued to their screens. The majority of them all have these smartphone devices. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't have an iPhone or a Samsung, these smartphone devices. We had a brick, a Nokia brick, and you know, we were lucky if we had a flip phone, taking pixelated photos and spending forever trying to infrared send them over to each other, knowing that we don't have the space to store it, and then look at the back of a TV guide to spend £5 on an audio tune so we had a cool ass ringtone. Yeah, that's what we had to do. Nowadays, you spend what, 400 quid, and you have like everything you want. You know, video camera, taking photos, editing, playing games, streaming on your phone, watching other people stream. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, you know. And that's just what the movie was based around. And then throughout the movie, it was more like connecting with Jessie's backstory, like from how she was abandoned to when she had the second owner and now a third one. Like, she goes through so much withdrawal because she can't cope with being abandoned too much, because it's a trauma that she can't really get over due to her first owner, Emily. And I like how about trying to overtake me. Yeah, you're gonna overtake me. Yeah, of course you are. So we get to see a full recap onto Jessie's character as she tries to explore the unknown along with this technology to try and connect Bonnie with an actual friend, someone that's on her own level, that can still use a smart device but can also play and have that imagination. Whereas most of these new smart devices don't know how to connect with a child properly and how to play, because they just display what they think they need. And you know, ever since Toy Story 2, we always wanted to know more about Jessie's backside. Would she ever go back? Would she ever, you know, rekindle? And you know, we get to see in like a time lapse of the toys where they don't look old. Like, yeah, okay, they wither and they fall apart over time, but for their perspective, time isn't a concept. They don't really pay attention. Not like us, where we know that we're going to get old and we're going to turn to dust and no one's going to remember us 100 years from now, that type of thing. Whereas they're still living and they're just doing their part. They're not even focused on whether they're aging or how old they are in general, because that's when we see that Jessie's first owner, Emily, had a daughter called Jessie, and then her daughter went on to have another daughter, which is the whole premises of the movie. So we saw how long the gap has been. I don't think death touches the toys. I think it's just that they grew apart and they just learned to move on and deal with it. And I also love some funny scenes with Buzz and Woody still bickering like they used to over who's in charge and who's better equipped at doing this. But they still have that best friend energy where they can still argue after not seeing each other. So, oh god, hey mate, yeah, you go ahead. So yeah, Toy Story 5, have to admit, it hit home for me due to my age and just the fact that, you know, everything you can sort of relate with. That you're not going to get, you know, you're going to age, you're going to move on, things happen, you know, you just have to learn to deal with it. And yep, okay. I don't understand, you were jogging to get halfway and then when it's on my side of the road you fucking walk. Why? So yeah, would I see Toy Story 5 again? Yes. Would I put it up there? Like, I still want to say number 2 is my favourite, and I feel like second place would go to number 5, and then it's like number 1, and then 3, and then 4. That would be my order of ranking. And we also had the whole Buzz scenes where we had those Buzz figures that were in the shipping container, where they're all connected to smart devices as well, so they're connected to the system, which I didn't know there were Buzz toys that did connect to your smartphone, because now I want one, because that would be sick. Considering what toys can do now, like back then we had to do it ourselves, man, and controlling it through your smartphone, that would be awesome. I would love that better than my normal Buzz. Sorry normal Buzz, but I'm getting rid of you. But yeah, that's just my review so far on Toy Story 5. I don't really care if it's a good review or not, it's just my opinion on what I thought of the movie. That's all the review is. Like, you know, it's just someone's opinion. Whether you like it, what did you like about it, how did it connect with you, that type of thing. So yeah, that's my rant for today. Well, I'll drive home. Not bad really. I thought, fuck it, I don't get time to make videos that much anymore. It's the filming aspects. I thought, might as well just drive home while I talk, because it takes me about 20 minutes to get home. So I thought I can use that time to talk about anything that's upcoming, like reviews, talk topics, that type of thing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I'll see you next time. But until then, take care, you lovely audience. Lovely jubbly.